Well, moving on now to West Africa. And the Trump administration is doubling down on its counter-terror campaign in Africa. The US and Nigeria have launched a fresh wave of joint airstrikes against Islamic State terrorists in the country's northeast. Well, according to military officials, the operation has killed at least 20 terrorists. The US Africa Command, or AFRICOM, confirmed the strikes that took place on Sunday. AFRICOM said that intelligence showed a gathering of terrorists in the region, prompting the coordinated aerial assault. According to the Nigerian Defence Headquarters, no US or Nigerian troops were harmed in the operation. Now, these latest strikes didn't happen in a vacuum. They came just 2 days after a massive announcement from Washington and Abuja. On Friday, joint forces successfully killed a man named Abu-Bilal al-Minuki. He was described as Islamic State's second in command internationally. He had been under US sanctions since 2023. As the director of global operations for ISIS, he wasn't just a regional figure. He was responsible for high-level strategy, managing the group's media, funding, and most importantly, the development of weapons, explosives, and drones. The Nigerian military called him one of the world's most active terrorists. Officials say Sunday's airstrikes were a direct continuation of pressure they are putting on the Islamic State. To understand why this is happening now, we have to look at the shifting landscape of global terror. According to a recent report by West Africa, has officially become the world's most active zone for Islamist militancy. In fact, Islamic State activity in Africa hit a record high in the first quarter of this year. The US Africa commander has also raised an alarm over growing ISIS influence in West Africa.
Today, the epicenter of global terrorism is in Africa. ISIS leadership is African. Al-Qaeda's economic engine is in Africa. Both of these groups share the will and intent to strike our homeland. In West Africa, Al-Qaeda affiliate JNIM has demonstrated increased capacity to control key terrain in the Sahel, most notably by strangling fuel supplies around population centers. The capture of a capital city would provide al-Qaeda with all the trappings of a nation state to sponsor global terrorism.
And Nigeria in particular has been fighting a multi-front war. In the north, they are battling long-time terrorist groups like Boko Haram and its offshoot ISWAP, the Islamic State West Africa province. On top of that, local villages are constantly terrorized by heavily armed criminal gangs conducting mass kidnappings for ransom. For months, Nigeria has been under intense pressure from Donald Trump to step up its counter-terrorism efforts and protect Christians. That pressure has now turned into direct action. Since late last year, Washington has deployed hundreds of American troops to Nigeria to train, support, and actively assist local forces on the ground. The US Africa commander has also praised the cooperation between these two nations.
We've also been working very closely with Nigeria, who has in the last few months opened up with a very positive engagement with intel sharing and ability to go after and target some of these terrorist threats that are in northern Nigeria. And so that has been a positive area that we've seen as well.
And last Christmas, US and Nigerian forces teamed up for airstrikes in northwestern Sokoto state, targeting ISIS terrorists. Amid these strikes, there have been reports that airstrikes meant to kill terrorists are targeting civilians. But Abuja has denied all allegations. While the US and Nigerian militaries are claiming victory today, experts warn that the danger is far from over. Experts say that because of al-Minuki's high-profile position, there is a high possibility that ISWAP fighters will launch revenge attacks against Nigerian military bases in the coming days and weeks. The question now is whether these joint operations will break the back of the insurgency or simply provoke a deadlier wave of violence. We will bring you more updates on the security situation in West Africa as they come in.